Notice to all viewers and social media companies. Ohio residents can use medical marijuana for qualified medical conditions under Ohio House Bill 523. The host of the show, known as 420 Live or 420 Live Ohio, may use or consume legally purchased Ohio medical marijuana products during this video. 420 Live or Ohio Cannabis Live does not promote the use of illegal drugs. This content is for informative and entertainment purposes only. This content is not meant to be used as medical advice or to be used to promote misinformation about cannabis. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Mastamynd Prime here with the 420 Live show with Ohio Cannabis Live. Welcome back to another video. And today we definitely have a good show for you today. We have some special guests here, and they're going to tell us their story about a dispensary that's trying to open up in their area. The name of that dispensary is called Ratio. And, we're going to definitely get to that topic here in just a second. And what I want to know, I ask this every time, is what are you medicating on today? And I definitely want to know that in the comments. So go ahead and let me know exactly, what you are currently medicating on. And, also want to let you know that pretty soon another dispensary is going to actually open with a drive-through. So if you haven't already saw the Clutch video, we got even a better video coming than that. It'll be just as cool, and we'll definitely be showing you some new footage and some new techniques. It's gonna be like a movie. So I can't wait to hear that. Garlic cookies and garlic breath together. That sounds so delicious and so yummy. I can't wait for some pictures. Let's see here. Jealousy, okay, live batter. Sour Blue Diesel. Lynette says, hey to the twins. So yes, that's right. My guests today are identical twins. Yvonnona and Yvonna McCarthy will be here with us shortly. Of course, I'm sure I probably still messed their names up. But anyway, I really appreciate them coming on today and to help tell a story about what's going on in small town Ohio. Because I definitely think small town Ohio gets overlooked a lot. And my mission here is to try to help connect small town Ohio with big town Ohio and try to get everybody together so we can all be on the same page of improving our program and having adult use cannabis with home grow. Let it grow, goddammit. They're gonna flag me for that. But that's all right. So, we're hoping that we will probably more than likely have to get the adult use on the ballot, and that means we're all gonna have to get together and we're gonna have to vote. It's just a fact. That's just how it is. So plan on going out and voting in November. Let's just get it out the way. He said he robbed them. He said, now you gonna get us kicked off here, man. He said the stack discounts. So yes. So, that's something else that Amplify does, is that they have stack discounts. So that's something that's really, something we're looking to see with all these dispensaries opening. Are they going to be offering stack discounts? What is their energy and veteran status going to be? If you're watching this and you're an LLC new to the program, get your notepad out. We're about to take you through some things. So without any further ado, I'd like to go ahead and bring on today's guest. And hopefully all my systems are going to work right and everything will work. Ladies, can you hear me? Are y'all there? I see audio didn't come on. But all right. Everybody should be able to hear you now. Hello?
Hello.
We can hear you.
All right. So since I know I messed up your name, Yvonnona, did I say it right? Say it correctly for me. I know it's close. I know I'm close, but not. Say your name correctly.
It's Uvernona.
Uvernona.
Hmm.
Okay. And Yvonna, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for going easy on me because I'm really trying to be a good journalist and make sure I get names right so I don't look like a fool. You never know who might be watching this all over the world. All right. So who's going to go first and just give us a background on who you are and you know why we're here today?
I can go first.
All right.
My
Floor is
Yvonna
yours.
and I currently live in Baltic, Ohio. And New Philly is about, I think it's about 20 miles from me, 25 or something like that. So that's why it's important for that dispensary to go in by me. Um, I currently have one that's about the same distance. Yeah, it's in Coshocton, but I like to go to multiple dispensaries, and I don't really want to be traveling. Like the other day, I went up to Canton because they had a really good sale on half ounces. And by the time I got up there, there was none left. So then I had to go up all the way to Akron to another dispensary up there. So the city of New Philadelphia has been fighting with ratio because the day that medical marijuana became legal in Ohio, they passed a law, bill, or whatever it was, stating that anything to do with marijuana, whether it's medical or regular use, is not allowed in the city. So the owner of Ratio has been like fighting back and forth with the city, and then churches have been getting involved, and they started a bunch of petitions to stop Ratio from going in. I really don't know if they're like at a halt right now or if they're just waiting, to hear back from the inspection that they had on the 18th of January. But that's really all I know right now. I'm waiting for them to open. I hope it's soon. But yeah, it's I don't see why the city of New Philly would be fighting against a dispensary going in. You would think that they would want to bring more money to their city to fix the roads and, multiple stuff like that. And it would also bring people from different areas to the city of New Philly, and it would bring more money to businesses like Starbucks, right directly, like right next to the parking lot. You could walk right over to it at Ratio. There's Bigsby's Coffee, and then there's also Chipotle in New Philly, and all these different restaurants and stuff. So I really don't see what their problem is, with the dispensary going in, because to me it's just like a pharmacy. So the city of New Philly has multiple pharmacies, like 5 or 6. They'll let them go in, but they won't let a dispensary go in, because to me, a dispensary is just like a natural pharmacy. And so, yeah, it's something they've been battling ever since, I think it was back in May when they got approved through the state to go in. And it's like they need people to speak up and to um like, how can I explain it? Like, um people need to be aware of like what the city is doing, and people need to speak up to tell the city, hey, this is helping people. It ain't no different than any prescription drugs. And then I also know that the city was also trying to tell the dispensary what they're allowed to sell and what they're not allowed to sell. They didn't want them to sell any flour at their dispensary.
They can't do
So I
that.
don't know if the dispensary is going to follow by what the city is telling them. But
I don't think
yeah.
so. I don't think they have no control over that. That's commerce who regulates what they can and can't sell, and the board of pharmacy, not the town.
Exactly. Now if you go read like the questions that people's asked on Google, whenever you Google Ratio, like somebody asked them about that, and they said that I forget exactly how they worded it, but basically they said that they're going to sell products or different types of products to help people. They didn't say exactly what, and I think they're having to be very careful on how they word things, because of the city of New Philly. Like they were going to stop them by going in because it used to be a drive-through, and so they were supplying water to that building, and so they thought they had them. That they're not going to be able to open now. Well, from what I know, the owner of the dispensary went out, got all private companies for like his water, sewer, electric, and gas.
That's very interesting because, like I said, they basically trying to keep some type of control over this dispensary, and I don't see how that's going to work out. And I would love to have a town hall with the folks in that area to try to discuss, their concerns and to help them learn and help them feel more educated and informed about the business that's going to be operating in their community. I think that's the right way to approach it.
Yeah, and like to me, it's very important for me because I went off of 7 medications. Pain medications, anti-inflammatory medications, muscle relaxers, nerve pills, you name it, sleeping pills, even melatonin I've been able to go off of. But the only one I haven't been able to is my acid reflux medicine. But other than that, it's just one thing that I use. I'm not, using pills throughout the day that's making me, super tired or whatever. And it's important to me because it helped me go off of all that medication. And then plus, I would have never been able to go off of gabapentin if it was not for my medical marijuana. The side effects from that was horrible. And so I tell people now, if you want to go on that medicine, be very careful because even the lowest dose causes really bad side effects when you stop it. But, they are their own person. They can choose what they want. But for me personally, I'd rather use something that's all natural because at one point in time, I was on 21 pills a day.
Wow. That's a lot. I've been in that situation. I'm now finally opiate free officially. I think I'm probably past 30 days. They cut me off like in December, and we're in February now. So I'm staying alive like that song. I better stop before they try to flag my video again. They always trying to get me. All right, so I'm gonna let your sister chime in and tell her side of it, and tell us a little bit about her. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you on, and go ahead and tell us your version of what's going on with this situation. Love the crossbows in the background, by the way.
Thank you. I'm in my basement.
Right.
We're doing construction, so I needed kind of a quiet space. Right. So, my name is Yvonna McCarthy. I am Yvonna McCarthy's identical twin, in case you guys think you're seeing double. I live in Tippecanoe, an extremely rural area. We have a gas station, a Family Dollar, and a little medical office. That's basically all we got, the post office. So I live in a very rural area. My sister pretty much hit everything, like the legalities of everything, on the head. For me, ratio is most definitely closer than going to Wintersville to Sunnyside out there. Don't get me wrong, I love the people out there at Sunnyside, but ratio for me is maybe about half an hour. I'm always up that way anyway, because I live in such a rural area. So it's all about convenience. My sister was saying that she doesn't understand why the people are against it. So I do want to touch base on that a little bit. To me, it's simply the people's personal feelings get in the way. They're not being educated that it ain't just giving us all a high, so to speak. They need to be shown the research and where it's helped with inflammation, migraines, and other pain disorders. It's even helped, like, speaking about inflammation, like irritable bowel syndrome, It helps with lupus. It helps with a wide variety of pain and autoimmune inflammation disorders. And so I think because of the whole reefer madness ordeal, people are still stuck in that. And it's our obligations as activists to educate these people, let them know, there's more to it than just getting high, so to speak. I don't tell them, no, you can't take your Tylenol. Okay, your leg's been cut off. You can't take that morphine. Oh, that's super addictive. Don't take that. We're responsible for everything that happens to ourselves. So to me, somebody else cannot dictate and tell me how I can choose to medicate when the way that I was medicating before, as both of you know, kills your liver and kidneys. So if you're a kidney or liver patient, I think cannabis is an excellent choice because you are not putting all that on yourself. I'm not saying, everybody can go off everything like she has, I have, you have. There's going to be people that still need breakthrough medications, and that's okay too. I'm not saying that, just because you're on cannabis, you can't have nothing else. Absolutely not. Maybe you can't tolerate pain. Like maybe you're an amputee and you have phantom pains. Well, you have to get help for that too. Cannabis isn't going to be a total fix all. So
No, I
the
totally
biggest thing
agree.
for me is I'm sorry. Um, I guess you could say activating out there in the New Philly area. We definitely need to educate the people out there um, what all it can do. And hemp alone, I live in a very rural area, and I would like to have a meeting out here in Harrison County um, with the farmers, which is a majority of what lives out here by me, and see kind of what their views are and educate them more on what all hemp can do. Hemp can make paper, it can make clothing, it can make so many different things. You can make rope out of it. So hemp slash cannabis, it's a fix all, I
I
guess
agree.
you can say.
Yeah, you're right though, and I think you just said what we need to work on in your community is exactly what you just said. Is we need to host a meeting about hemp and cannabis with the farmers and other residents in your communities, and those who are interested in finding out more can hear from people like me. We can invite some other LLCs that are nearby who will be willing to come and also speak and maybe provide some pamphlets or some literature that they
Perfect.
can take home and study. I've already got LLCs who want to connect with patients in a way that helps them understand what they can do better as license holders to improve service, to improve product quality, and ultimately, obviously, we want prices to be lower, and we are seeing that trend.
Right.
And part of the reason that they're seeing a trend in lowering prices is because I'm gonna say it flat honestly, the enthusiasm about the program is dwindling because of the frustrations that people are experiencing in getting access to the medicine. And just hearing from you ladies today, it just reiterates that in small town Ohio, it's still very challenging for you to get access to your medicine because you have to make these ridiculously long drives. And then if you get there and the order isn't correct, and we've had this issue before where people place an order, you get there and the item isn't there, and that's a problem that we thought had kind of gotten better, but it doesn't seem like it's all the way resolved. And this is something that dispensary owners should be aware of, is that, like, if I was going to pick up my oxycodone and I got there and you told me you sold it to Jimmy Doe, Johnny Doe, that would be a felony. That would be a problem. So to me, if I place an order, you confirm the order, it most certainly should be available to me when I make that 30, 45. I remember driving an hour and a half to Coshocton to get something, and making sure before it changed ownership, I would call there and they would let me know, yeah, it's here, we're waiting on you. And I think that the customer service the dispensaries are offering right now is still lacking in a lot of ways because some
Yeah.
patients just aren't going to get on the internet and clickety click click like they're expecting them to. And I discussed this with many LLCs, is that you know, my idea and my vision right now, as far as bringing people together, is to get back to the basics, like what you just said, town halls in small communities, the launch of my helpline to help people be able to call in a number that's not a government number, and they don't have to leave their name. I don't care about who you are, where you come from, what your political beliefs are, what your sexual orientation is. I don't care about any of that. All I want to do is answer your question or find someone who can answer your question and get you to the right information so that you can make an informed decision whether or not you want to join the program or whether or not you want to wait for rec or whatever your choice may be. But let's make sure that that's a respectable choice either way you go. But at the same time, being in our program, it has its perks. It has its perks. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize what those perks are because there's been so much negative energy out there about this, that, and the other that, again, people are kind of like burnt down, like, man, that costs so much. And you know, and just like I informed you about how prices and renewals have dropped dramatically, where you can renew for $70. If you didn't know that, send me a message. If you need to renew, here's your opportunity to send me a message right now. Email me, send a message through the website. There's a way to do it there. In order for you to get a cheaper renewal, and it's virtual, and I use these people myself. So, you know, I'm never going to recommend a medical marijuana doctor to you that I haven't vetted, that I haven't tried myself, and that's just how I am. Even with products, I'm not going to tell you to go buy layer cake unless I went through lots of layer cake. I ain't tell y'all that Runsel's my favorite strain without buying a whole bunch of it first and saying, yeah, this is it. So it's important as these dispensaries getting ready to open. There's a lot of them that are going to open, and you know, they need to hear from ladies like you. A lot of times, I think that women are not equally represented in the cannabis space as far as their feedback.
Yes.
I mean, there are organizations like the Midwest Canna Women that have started an organization to try to unify more women in the state, and I commend them for doing that. And I think that there needs to be more organizations like that. And I definitely want you to tell everybody about your ladies' upcoming project with your channel that I'll be helping you out with. What's it going to be called?
Canna Twins 420.
I love how you said it. See, we got to record that. Canna Twins 420. Had an echo in there like, oh, yeah, I can see it now. So, yeah, you can look them up. Their Facebook page is already set up. So go look it up on Facebook, right? It's on there, right?
Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and YouTube. But I just haven't put it on YouTube, so I don't know if it'll pop up yet or not.
Okay, yeah. So like I said, you're gonna put the link in the YouTube chat comments. That you know, that'll be fine. Just looking at my normally the comments pop up on the screen. So I know people are wondering why, like, you guys are sending comments and are not showing up on the screen. I just did that because we're going to post this video on Instagram as well. And we just want to make sure that it didn't look weird on Instagram. So now I've got all your comments here, and I am reading your comments. So your comments are not being ignored. Shout out to Captain Green Toker. Hey, Miss Tiffany. Miss Tiffany says she has IBS, and the cannabis definitely helps her. Steve said he went to the Citizen last week. Congratulations! How did you like it, Steve? Hey, Candy Gore. Okay, boyfriend's mother. Hey, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in, tuning in. And see, Captain Green Toger said hemp is health food. I totally agree. Canna Bastard said marijuana literally saved my life. Without it, I wouldn't be here. Opiates, MDMA, benzos. I had sad 4 years. Also helps my PTSD, and don't know until 2020. So yeah, that's really great. And I share in this same story. Like I said, I was taking a lot of other medications before I got in the program, and so for me, it has definitely been a life changer, game changer. I mean, I went from a guy who wouldn't go to anybody's house, wouldn't go to any party, wouldn't go to any event. I literally just shut down and stayed in the house and said, I'm disabled and I don't want to come out. I'm going to stay at home and do everything virtual. Even before the pandemic, I had kind of like cocooned myself in a way that I realized wasn't sustainable. And even though I was doing all these videos and talking to all of you wonderful people here on YouTube, and I really appreciate all of you being here, these are the things that make me go to bed thinking, oh, how can I do something else to help the community? How can I do something else that not only does cannabis, but goes beyond cannabis? That's why my helpline is going to help people find resources for resources for utility bills. I'm gonna show you how to get a utility discount, how to get a discount on your internet or your phone. These are all things that can help you save money, which allows you to be able to afford to pay for some of these things you need medicine-wise. But I also want to continue educating people on the different things with the cannabis, not just in the basic, everybody knows how to roll up a joint and smoke it, but all the other things you can do with cannabis, because we have a lot of innovators right now in our state. We have sprays, we have topicals, we have these edibles. I mean, edibles is taking a whole nother generation. I mean, it's way beyond just getting a gummy now. I mean, there's jams, there's jellies, there's honeys, there's sprays, there's drops, there's things you can just drop in, and there's even powder. I mean, so I mean, there's capsules, there's love pills. I never thought I'd be sitting there reading about a love pill. Like, are you kidding me? A love pill? Do we need that? But we also have more things that got approved. People didn't even realize that they approved some more methods of administration. I don't have the list in front of me, so I'm not going to quote it. But I know some more things are going to come on the market that are just going to blow everybody's mind. Like, that's available? I learned a lot about different methods of administration that I just thought would be totally crazy. And when I found out that there were, feminine products that are in other markets, suppositories, inhalers, just to name a few things that I learned are available in other markets that we don't have here. And we would probably think at first, really, an inhaler? Well, that would be great, because if I'm out somewhere and I want to be discreet, I'm feeling better already. Let me do the commercial for that one.
And the inhaler has been shown to help people with asthma.
Yeah, I have asthma.
Yeah, and like for me, a lot of the strains that I have, I forget what the name of the terpene is, but it helps my nose run to where I don't have to take allergy medicine.
I need to know that.
Up. Now, I just had like the flu severe. I actually wasn't going to make it. And when I renewed my license, the doctor actually told me, use cannabis. I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm dying even more than what I already am. But actually, when I started using edibles, obviously not smoking it, because I was wheezing really bad and I couldn't talk like how I'm talking now. But it actually did start to help me get over it. Now, the cough, obviously, I couldn't, treat with, my medical marijuana, but it did actually start to help my symptoms, and I was actually surprised. What? It's going to help people with a virus? It's going to help people with allergies? I thought that I would be using one thing and it would help, like, my IBS, my pain in my back, the inflammation I have in my body from arthritis, and, all these different things, that is in my twin sister's genetic makeup that we have. And it's just one thing. It's not like take 2 pills of this. Oh, you got to take 3 of this one, So that's why I'm like very big on like going more natural now, because ever since I was a teenager, I was put on lots of pills. And then ever since I was born, I've been on antibiotics, which I don't know if medical marijuana can help with infections, but I do know it does help with, a wide range of other health issues me and my sister has.
Forgot my mic wasn't working there. All right, so what I was saying is that I agree totally with what she was saying. There's a lot of people who have found medications that are helping them. Can you still hear me? You
Hmm.
still there? Yeah. I hit the
Yeah.
mute button on accident because I didn't want you to hear me coughing. But there's a lot of medications, as I was saying, that people have been able to eliminate. Is what I'm really trying to allude to, because they have found substitutes in the medical marijuana program, and that's the kind of information I think that those people in that community hear, is that they need to hear stories of people who were addicted to opiates and are now not. And how these things help with a variety of different ailments that they probably suffer from themselves. And I think a lot of times people are just afraid to try it because they're afraid of the stigma and what their peers might say or what the judgment might be. But in reality, you know, if I didn't sit down and show my mom and say, hey, mom, this is a dab, and this is what a dab is like, and I literally pulled out my device and loaded up a dab, and I did it right in front of her, and I said, and I'm going to show you what happens after I do one of these dabs. And I want you to tell me, honestly, if you think your son is impaired, or is he doing something bad or reckless. And the more stuff I showed her, the more dabs I did, the more stuff started happening. She started to see and hear. All I could talk about was the people on this channel and all the people I've met, the tours, the LLCs, and all that stuff. And next thing you know, she's watching the show too. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. The pressure is on, knowing that, and she has now dubbed herself Mama Mastermind is watching. So I never know when Mama Mastermind might chime in the comments that she might be watching, but she works very hard, and she helps people, and that's where I get it from. It's just passed on. My dad, who passed away in 2011, he was the same way. He basically spent a lot of his time doing things for free and helping people best he could, and he was a very generous person and very caring individual, and my brothers are the same way, and that's just something in our family. We just like helping people, and that's something that helps us. And sometimes helping people and helping somebody else or making a difference for somebody can be just as beneficial as taking the medication itself. That's certainly something I've learned. So, what I think our plan should be is trying to figure out how we could work together as a cannabis community to support you, ladies, and getting the town hall meeting situated. I'm sure some of the LLCs will be watching this, and hopefully you'll reach out and help us get this done. We need to find a venue. Do you have any locations in mind that we could potentially meet at, or there's a restaurant or a banquet center or something we can rent out?
Yeah, out by me there's a park with little like cabin areas that you can rent out where you can have meetings and all that. It's a little park, so yeah, they have some venues out there, out in Caddis, which is actually where the town hall would be. So conveniently, it's all right there anyway. So
okay, so I just need you to get with me and get the details on when, where, and how much. That's what I need to know.
okay,
And what are we eating? Because
okay.
everywhere I go, anytime I do an event, we gotta eat. Gotta fill up my belly.
Yes, food is important,
And it's just
especially
a
when
way
you
to support
medicate.
local. Yeah, that too. And this is a way to support local wherever I go. So that's
Yes,
something else I try to
yeah,
do when I go look at dispensary reviews. I do eat in the community at a local restaurant every single time, and I've been filming that too. You just haven't seen the videos yet, so I'm sure that'll be a separate thing that you'll find entertaining, and you'll see that on my other channel, the
awesome.
Anthony D. Riley channel. It's just my name, so it's Riley. You just type in Anthony D. Riley, and I'm the only one. It's the only channel, so it's easy to find. So that's something else I'm working on, and that's kind of lower I call it the catch-all because I'm doing everything on there: traveling, technology, conspiracies, aliens, UFOs, the space race. So
Nice.
I think we want to have you back on the show after we do the town hall to try to get understanding of how successful it was, and what can we do further. And also, we definitely will hope that the folks at Ratio will reach out to you or me or one of us so that we can, involve them in that effort. I definitely will want them to be at this town hall. That's like Mandatory. They really should be there. So ratio, if you are just so happen to be watching this show right now, then this is your formal invitation that we want to host a town hall meeting with you in the community there in the New Philadelphia area of Ohio to help, just address people's concerns and make sure that people, have information that they're looking for that makes them feel comfortable. Now, before we wrap up today's show, we do this every Friday. We ask everybody what they're having for dinner. And thank you, Lynette, for the super chat. I appreciate that. I love the little cat there. So, yeah, anybody who wants to donate to Ohio Cannabis Live can do that by doing the super chat or what's called a thanks. On Instagram, there's really no way to do that just yet. But I appreciate that. Did anybody else give any super chats? Let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, so thanks, Lynette, for the super chat. And that helps out the channel. That helps the algorithm. We're hoping that, as you continue to watch the videos and share this with your friends and family, that'll help the videos get more views. And we keep breaking records every Friday. But yeah, so what do you ladies have for dinner? Yvonna, you go first.
I don't even know yet.
Neither do I.
No, okay. Well, I have an answer this time, everyone. I'm having a cheeseburger and French fries made by my girlfriend Tina. Shout out to my girlfriend Tina and my dog Miracle, who are right off the camera here. You can't see them, but they're right here. And as you can see, even though it's super cold in Ohio today, the sun is still shining in. I've been trying to get it out of the picture, and every time I look this way and that way, the sun keeps shining in. So that's a good sign that we are headed in a positive direction here. Hey, Mike. Oh, look at that. I've got to show you what a super chat looks like. It's the coolest thing ever. Hold on. Here we go. So there you can see it. Thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate you. Noob. It is just like a little dancing thing. It's got like a little video game thing. That is just the coolest thing. So yes, I love cats and I love video games. Hey, Cat the Green Tucker. Yeah, you see a message got held for review, buddy. Subway. I don't know what the shit on the shingle is, man. Is that a restaurant? Is that a place?
No, that's a type of food.
Oh, really? Okay, please educate me, because I don't know what a shit on the shingle is. What is that?
It's hillbilly, you might as well say. Redneck. Yeah. It's chip beef gravy. It's like a white gravy over toast. That's all it is. It's a white gravy with chip beef in it. Yep, and served over toast.
So it's kind of like an open face sandwich?
Kinda, yeah.
Or no,
yeah.
What do they call that? Turkey hot
You eat
shot?
it for breakfast usually, but yeah, something like that.
What kind of meat do you use? Yeah. Like hamburger or bacon?
Chip beef.
Chip beef. What?
Chip beef.
Define what chip beef is. What is that?
I exactly don't know. That's why I don't eat much of it.
Hey, Cat the Green Talker, what's chip? Is she right? What is chip beef? Chime in on that.
It's beef that's like shaved. It's real thin.
Is that what it is?
Kind of like this Philly steak meat, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, so it's like paper thin almost. Yeah.
Okay. So, no, that didn't sound too crazy. I thought maybe it was going to be something like...
It's good.
Well, I mean, it just depends, like I said, who the chef is. Like...
Yeah, true.
Yeah, me personally, like I said, I'm kind of like... I stay with things I'm familiar with. Hamburger, steak, bacon, chicken. I've really kind of gotten away from the bacon, too, honestly. Just simply because, like... This has been quality meat. Is anybody else having a problem with the eggs yet? Is that affecting anyone yet? The egg shortage? That's definitely
$5 a dozen up here.
Oh my!
Almost. Yeah.
$5 a dozen. That just sounds like so much. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That really is a lot. I don't know what I couldn't. I just told my girlfriend, just make sure we don't run out. I don't want to be like the toilet paper pandemic where we couldn't find any. I don't want to go through that again, man. I just don't want to do that. I'm just like, no. But it really, you know, I feel like every time we feel like we're making progress on this pandemic, man, then they hit us with something else that's another crisis. And I'm just like, you know, well, you know, she's on me now, man. Yeah, Miracles, she's out there. What are you doing up there, dog? You didn't think I was paying attention, huh? She looked back like, he's not really, he heard that? She is such a joy. I mean, she has definitely made my day. See, what's the, oh, Steve said he's getting chickens in the spring.
Get your own chicken.
Dylan said stop watching the news. Okay, Captain Cream Toker said he's using ground beef. Okay. All right, see, so he's
ground beef? Okay.
Yeah, I mean it works. But yeah, like I said,
Yeah,
I learned something today. I didn't know what the shit on the shingle was, but I learned it. Well, I just want to thank you all both for being here, and I would like for you to stay on and for after we wrap the show up. And we'll talk a little bit before you go. You got a couple minutes,
Okay.
and I want to thank everyone
Sure.
here for watching the 420 live show. We are working on the podcast, and we'll be getting some things going with that here real soon. And we are working on some events. So you already heard what we're planning with the ladies here, but we'll be working on some other events too. So if you want to host an event for patients in your community, in your town, I want to talk to you, and I want to figure out how we can get it done. Don't worry about the cost. Just figure out how we can get everybody to show up. That's the mission. That is your assignment. Should you choose to accept your mission, I'm counting on all of my cannabis community warriors out there. That's all I got for today. Thank you again for being here, Miss McCarthy times 2. I'm gonna try to say it again. Uvernona. I'm still not there. Uvernona. I'm terrible. I'm gonna admit it.
Uvernona.
Uvernona. Okay, well, thank you, Miss Yvonna McCarthy, for being here, and Yvonna McCarthy for being here. Like I said, just hang on with me, and we'll be seeing all the rest of you very soon, and we'll update you on any new developments with Ratio. And you know when Ratio opens, Ohio Cannabis Lab will be right there. You should already know this.
Absolutely.
So again, thank you for all of you being here, and we'll see you all next time.